What's up, everybody? Martha Cross 316, and Happy New Year, everybody. We are now officially in 2023, and we're going to start out the year with a small haul, but it's a really good haul, and it's going to be focusing mainly on the John Byrne Fantastic Four run that I'm trying to work on this year. And some of these I didn't have, so I went on eBay and got them for a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and get started. I hope everybody is having a good year so far. We're now, I believe, 9 days into the year. Hope everybody's doing good. And so let's go ahead and get started. This is issue number 233 of the Fantastic Four. Came out in August of 1981. A really beautiful John Byrne cover. He did the artwork, of course, on this cover, as well as the interiors, and wrote the story. Like I said last year, I really want to focus on collecting John Byrne's run of the Fantastic Four. I'm going to do that as much as I can this year. Also in this video, I'm going to showcase my goals for 2023 when it comes to this hobby. So that'll be coming up shortly, so don't click away, because I'm definitely wanting to showcase, what I'm wanting to collect this year. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper. So that's issue number 233. The Human Torch, kind of a spoiler alert. He fights the Hammerhead, one of Spider-Man's villains in this issue. It's a solo story as well of the Human Torch. Up next, we have Fantastic Four issue number 235. And this is another beautiful cover by John Byrne. This time the Fantastic Four are fighting Ego, the Living Planet. And they definitely have a hard time battling him. I just read this issue today. Really good story. And one thing I'll note about John Byrne is that over the years, he did the Fantastic Four for 5 years. He wrote and drew the Fantastic Four for 5 years. These earlier Fantastic Four issues, they definitely look a lot different than his later issues of the Fantastic Four. I still am a big fan of his earlier work, but I definitely see that his artwork improves in the later issues. And so this is a beautiful cover. This is probably near mint or near mint minus. Coming up next, we have Fantastic Four issue number 238. This came out in January of 1982. Honest, Dr. Doom is not in this Marvel comic. So John Byrne oftentimes would include himself in the comic books. He even introduced his own self a lot of times in the stories, which is really cool. And so this is a really cool comic. I haven't read it yet, but I'm glad to add it to the collection. It's a one I didn't have. And in this video, all of these issues pretty much are completing my Fantastic Four run of 232 to 239. So I have all of the 230s already down pat. And so this is a really cool cover here. And I'll probably read this. All of these are for reading purposes, and they'll be going on this nice bookshelf here with all of the rest of my nice collection here. Anyways, that was issue number 238 of the Fantastic Four. And lastly, the last book I wanted to show off is issue number 239. This time we see Frankie Raye has become Nova here, the new Nova. And she's like a herald of Galactus, but I don't know exactly. I haven't read this story, but this is where Human Torch had a relationship with her as well. And he finds out that she has powers. And so that's revealed in this issue here. And Holocaust in the Desert came out. This issue came out in February of 1982. Really cool John Byrne cover here. And so those were just the 4 books that I picked up recently off of eBay. I purchased every one of these books for about $5 or under. I got them for a total of like $23 with shipping. So really good deal. And so let's now get into the list here for the comic book goals of 2023. Last year, I wasn't really structured. I kind of just bought whatever came to mind, whatever, met my fancy. But this year, I want to be more structured. I want to, actually have goals set. And I wrote down 12 things that I want to purchase this year. These 12 will be like 12 purchases throughout the whole year, encompassing, because we have 12 months in the year. So maybe 1 purchase a month. I think that's a good goal for me. I don't want to be buying every week because I don't have the budget for that. But here we go. Starting off the bat, we have Uncanny X-Men number 137. And that is the death of Jean Grey. I want to get that in CGC 7.0. Number 2, I was thinking Amazing Spider-Man 134. And these are in no particular order. They just are the ones that came to mind when I'm thinking about what I want to buy this year. Amazing Spider-Man 134 that's the first appearance of the Tarantula. I've always loved that cover. We also have at number 3, Daredevil number 181, CGC 9.0. I think that's a fair grade for that book. That's the death of Elektra. Number 4, we have Uncanny X-Men number 120. That's the first appearance of the Alpha Flight, or the first full appearance of the Alpha Flight. I'm definitely wanting to collect more of John Byrne's X-Men as well. Number 5, Tales to Astonish number 90. That's the first appearance of the Abomination. So that's an older book, and I think that's going to be a little more expensive, but I still think I can get that for under $100. I can definitely get number 6 under $100, probably below $50. And that's Iron Man number 118. It's a minor key, but still, it's the first appearance of James Brody. And that one's, kind of undervalued, in my opinion. Number 7, Amazing Adventures number 1. That's the first solo stories of the Black Widow. I definitely want to get that one. I've always loved that cover. It's from volume 2 from 1970. Number 8 will be pretty expensive. I think that's going to be one of my more expensive comics I buy this year. That's Incredible Hulk number 162, which is the first appearance of the Wendigo, as well as Marvel feature number 1. That also might be a little expensive. That's the first appearance of the Defenders. Last year, I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 294. I definitely want to complete the Kraven's Last Hunt, so that's a goal this year. I can get all 4 of these issues that are missing for under $100, I believe. So I'm going to pick those up this year. That's Amazing Spider-Man 293, Web of Spider-Man 32, and Spectacular Spider-Man issues 131 through 132. Number 11, of course, work on John Byrne's FF run, issues 232 to 294. And number 12, I want to get Web of Spider-Man number 1, CGC 9.4. I've always loved that cover, and I think a 9.4 is a pretty good grade for that book. And I just put a bonus goal here. This is not, I don't have to meet this goal this year, but I would love to collect all 4 members of the FF Funko Pops. Have Reed Richards, Sue Storms, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, Human Torch, all of them. All 4 members of the Fantastic Four, the original members, Funko Pops. I already have Spider-Man. I would love to add the original members of the Fantastic Four and put this on this bookshelf. So those are the goals for 2023. I just wanted to showcase those off to y'all. I want to know, do you have a list? Have you written out a list of particular comic books that you want to buy this year? Comment down below. I would love to know what your goals are for this year. And as always, keep on hunting, folks, and love what you collect.